Welcome back, everyone, to the Colorado Rockies franchise. In the last episode, we reviewed our roster heading into spring training. And before we head into our first game against the Diamondbacks, I did want to share with you some of my in-game settings. We're going to actually be using timing, hitting, and classic pitching. The reason for this is because I like to make sure my franchise series are as realistic as possible. Since using timing is dependent on my timing input, the rest of the at-bat is a result of player ratings, which kind of makes things a little bit more realistic. This allows us to be as true to form as possible. Same with pitching, as classic requires no input from me other than location and pitch selection. Wherever it ends up is anyone's guess, and it's really ultimately dependent on the pitcher's ratings as far as control and break and movement, all that stuff, right? With legend pitching, it's not going to be an easy experience. Same with Hall of Fame hitting. I'm just more comfortable with those pitch speeds than on Legend or GOAT, so that's what we're going to use. And if it gets kind of too easy, then we'll up it. I should also mention that fielding, I'm going to be using the meters, as this actually is a little bit more challenging rather than just clicking a button and it's an accurate throw over 90% of the time. So without further ado, let's get straight into spring training action. Game number 1. It's a brand new season for these Rockies. We'll see just how they fare against Corbin Burnes. 15-game winner last season, 23.1% strikeout rate. He's got Brenton Doyle here, the leadoff hitter, in a full count. And that cut fastball is very, very tough to hit. Hitting 95, sometimes 97 for Corbin Burnes. We got McMahon flying out here to left field. That's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He's going to take care of that. And then to right field, we got Corbin Carroll out there. He's got that one, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for Corbin Burnes and the D-backs. So we'll flip it over here to the bottom of the first. We got Germán Marquez, only 4 innings pitched last season. It was an injury-riddled season there for Marquez. He was never able to make it back. We'll see how he bounces back this season, but right out of the gate here, we got an 0-2 count to Jake McCarthy, and he's going to send this one pull side to right field. Sam Hilliard with the nice throw back in, but not enough arm strength to get the speedy McCarthy. Here's a deep drive to Brenton Doyle out there in center field. That's not a guy you want to test his arm, but with 99 speed, maybe potentially Jake McCarthy was going. He wisely stays put. Very tough lineup for the D-backs. I'm not really looking forward to playing these guys when we get into the regular season. They got some really nice players. We got a really nice third baseman too. Ryan McMahon, beautiful play at third, the hot corner. Little backhanded sliding grab. Watch the hop, the in-between hop right there. That's a great play. Gold Glove in McMahon's future here for 2025? Maybe, potentially. Be kind of sweet if he could do that. 3-0 count here for Suarez, and that's a base hit. Dude, it's spring training, man. Show a little respect. What are you doing? I guess he's just working. He's working on his count leverage, which he had a lot of it. 3-0 pitch. Got to swing at what you like. He did some damage. Amador's going to flip this to second base as Josh Naylor grounds out, and that is the end of the inning for the D-backs, but they do strike first. It is 1-0, and with this Rockies roster, you never want to get into a deficit. You never want to get into a hole, because you know our pitching is going to give up runs. You just never know how many on a daily, nightly basis. We do get a base hit there by Tolia, and Chris Bryant with that good timing still. Player ratings, sometimes it helps you, sometimes it doesn't. Chris Bryant pops it up in the infield. Nolan Jones swings and misses, and then you got Sam Hilliard swinging and missing, but the ball didn't miss him. It actually hit him. So Bud Black is disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself at swinging at a pitch that hit me. Not cool. Germán Marquez does get a strikeout there in Corbin Carroll, so everything's looking good up until the next batter comes up. It's Adrian Del Castillo. 385 down the right field line. That baby's gone. 2-0 Diamondbacks.
Now pitching.
Germán Marquez does get out of the second inning after giving up that solo shot. We're going to turn to Seth Halverson. And first pitch hacking was Jake McCarthy down the right field line. Here's a strong throw coming in from Sam Hilliard, but again, not in time. The guy's too fast. It's now 2 doubles for Jake McCarthy in as many at-bats. Next batter up is Geraldo Perdomo. He's going to fly out here to Spencer Jones if he can get there. He does. He's got enough speed. Got a little dicey there for just a second, but Ketel Marte comes up in a 3-2 count, and he will walk. The thing with Seth Halverson is he doesn't have a lot of control, but man, can he fire it in there. Getting sometimes reaching up to 102 on the fastball, and that's what's so devastating about Halverson. Once he gives you all those fastballs, then he can dice you up with that 80+ mile an hour slider. Suarez can't handle it. That's Halverson's first K of the game. 2-2 pitch here to Josh Naylor. Deep drive to left center field. Brenton Doyle, look at all that speed, and the range is just killer with Brenton Doyle. I'm going to have a lot of fun robbing a lot of base hits, extra base hits in right center, left center at Coors Field for sure. So next pitcher coming on here is Yilbert Diaz as we jump to the top of the 5th. D-backs making a pitching change here. Nolan Jones base hit. He also gets a stolen base. Hilliard's going to strike out, trying to protect him. I didn't think he got a good enough jump in. We know that he's got some iffy speed out there in left field. But Jones does get the stolen base. Adiel Amador comes up and it's got a little sneaky pop by the looks of it there. That one almost went to the warning track, and it was an opposite field approach. So nice job by Amador. I'm not going to count that against him, but we got Drew Romo pinch hitting here. Left-hander against the right-handed pitcher, and Romo comes through with a base hit, an RBI double to make this thing a 2-1 ball game. That's going to catch my eye when I'm trying to figure out who's going to win the backup catching job to Jacob Stallings. Is it going to be Hunter Goodman, or is it going to be Drew Romo? Next batter up here is Brenton Doyle. That's a wild pitch. Diaz allows Drew Romo to get to third base. 90 feet closer. 2-2 pitch. Brenton Doyle. Is it going to land? Is it going to fall? Yes, sir. Base hit. RBI single. Great job by our Rockies offense. Look at that. Going the other way. Opposite field approach. Romo had one. Now Brenton Doyle's got one. Beautiful job, guys. Let's go. 2-2 game. It's a brand new ball game. McMahon, line drive. Right into Suarez's glove. Must have hit the ground before it got there. He had to finish the playoff, but either way, man, he hit it hard. McMahon did. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Mass subs happening here. Spring training is known for that. We got Yanquiel Fernandez in there at right. We got Sean Bouchard at first. Third baseman Kyle Farmer. And then we got Lucas Gilbreth coming on to face against the left-hander. Jake McCarthy, deep drive. Fernandez giving chase at the wall. Not going to be able to make the play. That would have been amazing if he could catch that. But McCarthy's rounding second, heading for third. He's in, standing up at third base for a one-out triple. This guy is impossible. You can't get him out. Can't get him out with right-handers. Can't get him out with left-handers, apparently. But we do get Perdomo to swing and miss. Hopefully that plays well for the strategy against Ketel Marte, because now he's batting right-handed. He's a switch hitter. He hits left-handers really, really well. So we've got an opportunity now to flip him around. He's going to have to bat left-handed. Criswell's got him in a 1-2, and that baby is long, far, and gone. Wow. 1-2 pitch, 2 strikes. All you needed was one more. And instead is a 2-run bomb for Ketel Marte. We find ourselves down 4-2. Still bottom of the 6th inning. That is a ball low to Del Castillo, who's already got a home run in this game. 2-2 pitch now for him. He's going to miss again. Another ball low. Full count pitch now to Del Castillo. Fastball misses inside. That's a walk. This thing can get out of hand here pretty quickly with another base hit. So we need a ground ball. We need a double play. We're going to call on Angel Shivili. Look at his strikeout rate, 21.1%. Whip was pretty solid. ERA for a Rockies pitcher, not too bad, not too shabby. So we're looking for a double play. Randall Grichuk does exactly what we wanted him to do. Bouchard to Amador, back to Bouchard. That is an inning-ending double play. Angel Shivili does the job. One pitch was all he needed to get Grichuk into that double play. I love that. So we're going to go here to the next inning. Justin Martinez is going to come on here for the D-backs. Looking to get this offense going here. We got Jordan Beck coming up to the dish. 0-1 pitch, and that is a slider right down Broadway. Jordan Beck delivers a 447-foot bomb to make it a 1-run deficit for the Rockies. We're getting real excited about this because even in spring training, I love to see the youth coming through right down the middle, guys. And we didn't miss it. You know who else didn't miss this pitch? Gurriel Jr. Solo home run. Shivili was still in there. He's only working off of one pitch, guys. So, yeah, I had to leave him in there. Can't take him out after one pitch. But he gives up a solo home run. So that Jordan Beck home run didn't really do us anything. At least it kept us in the game for a little bit longer, right? Well, bottom 7th. We got a base hit here from Pinto. Pinch hitter. Alec Thomas, pinch hitter. Base hit past Amador. Still got one out here with 2 runners on. It's still a 2-run game, though, so it's still manageable. We can still find a way to get the W here. Beck, can he hit a home run and make an outfield highlight? No, unfortunately not. It's now 6-3 after a base hit from Barossa. And that means we're just going to have to call to the pen one more time. It's Jake Bird, middle relief setup / guy, had 4 holds last year in 40 innings. And Kyle Farmer made a really good attempt at that play, but unfortunately can't come up with a baseball. It's 7-3 now, guys, and I think it's officially getting out of our control. Game's getting out of our hands here. We're going to need a big inning here in the top of the 8th. Tyro Estrada, ground ball, should be an easy play, but a little delayed reaction there. I'm not sure what happened. I think with all the substitutions that the D-backs have going on right now, they've got somebody out there playing shortstop that shouldn't be, and that cost them. 2 back-to-back base hits, Estrada and Bouchard. Then you get Hunter Goodman in a pinch hit spot. He comes through with a 2-bagger, a 2 RBI double. It's now 7-5. We're still in business here, guys, with 1 out. Nice, really nice approach right there. Going the opposite way again, shooting that gap. You can live out there all day if you're a major league hitter. So Jordan Montgomery's coming on. Left-hander, going to face off against Jordan Beck. And that's a fly ball out to right field. And that will not advance. Unfortunately, that won't advance Hunter Goodman. But I was really hoping. I like that matchup. Lefty-righty with Jordan Beck. Let's hit another home run. But I think this is the matchup that they really wanted. Fernandez against Montgomery. And then, unfortunately for Fernandez, just not enough speed to beat the delayed reaction at shortstop. It's like that's the position that I want to go after here in our next couple of at-bats here. So here we go, bottom of the 8th inning now. That's a solo shot from Tim Tawa. He hit that ball so hard it could have gone to the Eiffel Tower. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bud Black, I don't know if he's shaking his head at the dismal performance from our pitching or the bad dad joke. Either way, it is a Rockies loss to start off the spring. And we got a lot of work ahead of us, just from how everything went. I know that we didn't utilize our main bullpen pieces today. I really wanted to see like what Molina would bring to the table, what Shavili was going to bring to the table, guys like that. Jake Bird, I thought, pitched fine. I thought Halverson was good in some spots as well. But really, a lot of those guys are in the like mid to low 50s, even sometimes in 60s. So take a snapshot of that because we will never forget that here in this series, losing 8-5. We do go into quick manage here for game number 2 just to get a feel for how our guys are going to perform in sim. And honestly, it wasn't really that bad. A 5-4 victory. Jake Bird came in and had another appearance and actually pitched fairly well. Brenton Doyle had a great game, 3 for 4. Ryan McMahon, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, so he must have hit a home run. And then, of course, Hunter Goodman also had a home run. He's been raking, man. It's only 2 games, so I'm kind of excited to watch out for him the rest of the spring. He's definitely kind of catching my eye as the backup catching role behind Jacob Stallings, so just keep your eye out for him, too. Now, guys, first time we've ever seen Chase Dollander in the spring. Game number 3 of the spring is fine. I feel like it's time to get him into some action here. 92 miles an hour is low on the 4-seamer. He can get up to 96. He's got some good breaking pitches as well. First pitch, hacking, is Christian Yelich, though. He says, welcome to the MLB. Deep drive to center field at the warning track is Brenton Doyle making the catch. And Yelich is like, man, so close to taking the rookie deep. Next batter up is Sal Frelick. Base hit up the middle. I don't like that. He got speed on the base pass. William Contreras comes up. Deep drive, trying to throw a slider past him. But he's going to get over Nolan Jones' head. Here comes Frelick, rounding third, headed for home, sliding in safely. Brewers with the lead 1-0 thanks to the Contreras RBI single. Rhys Hoskins popping him up into foul ground. Dollander's now got 2 outs with Tolia making that catch. Garrett Mitchell. What about you? Runners at first and second. That is a base hit. Up the middle. Here comes the throw from Brenton Doyle. It's in time. Gunned him out. Of course, we know that this is Brenton Doyle's calling card. This is just what he does. Perfect form. Gave it everything he had. Put the whole body into it. Love that. Keeping this game 1-0. Helping out the rookie pitcher. Nolan Jones in the bottom of the first does hit a 2 RBI single. So we're up 2-1. Giving the little cushion here for Dollander. But the leadoff hitter, Joey Ortiz, does get a base hit here. Here's Monasterio. Right past Ryan McMahon. Not much of an effort there from McMahon. I don't like that. Especially with a young guy on the mound, you gotta be on your game here. Help the guy out a little bit. Yelich back up to the dish. That looks like it's going to be a fly out to center field. That's going to be a tag up at third. Scoring easily. Brewers are now 2-2 here, tied up. Frelick, another slider from Dollander. Ground ball up the middle. Here's Tyro Estrada. Nice play. Beautiful play to keep this game tied. That was going to be another run scored for the Milwaukee Brewers. But Estrada says, not on my watch, baby. I got you. If Ryan McMahon doesn't have you, I got you. Think Dollander's got a new friend in the clubhouse this spring? I think so. Let's jump to the top of the third. Dollander's still out there. Four-seamer to Contreras. Going to foul it off. Try to set him up here with another fastball. So we go slider inside. Now, bury it. In on the hands. Goodbye. Nice pitch. Good sequencing from Chase Dollander. Let's take a look at the Google StatCast and see exactly what those pitches look like to Contreras. He had the fastball, then the slider with some break, and then, of course, the four-seamer off the plate. It's a beautiful job. Like, that's where I think Dollander's really going to have success, is not pitching away from hitters. You got to pitch inside, especially with his stuff. I think that's where he's going to be the most effective. But right now, you can see, like, all these base hits are on the outside part, right? He just challenged Garrett Mitchell here with a changeup inside that he was able to locate. Look at the arm action right there. Looks like it's fastball. Comes out a lot slower. Looks like it might break off the plate. It's a great job. Great job by Dollander. But this one he does try to challenge Ortiz inside, and you can see the body language. I don't know if he's ready. I really don't know if he's ready for the major leagues. A 162-game slog. Look at the body language right after this base hit. Ah, dang it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm feeling Chase Dollander right now. I think he's got some development still yet to be had here down in the minor leagues. I get it. It's his first ever big league start. Not officially, of course, because we're in spring training, but it's also a tough Brewers lineup. Like, we have to throw that into the mix here. Still a long spring. Still got a lot of extra opportunities for him to kind of turn around his spring, but he gave up 10 hits across 3 innings and only had 2 strikeouts. So, yeah, there's a lot of work to be done for Chase Dollander. If he doesn't make the big league roster, if he doesn't make the 26-man roster this season, it's not the end of the world. He's still a young guy. He's going to figure it out down there in the minors, and we'll see how his career pans out in this franchise series. I'm not giving up on Chase Dollander after 1 start. Let's just put it that way. So through 3 spring games, we're now into critical moments. Part of the spring here, we're going to start simulating a few more games and just kind of moving through it, seeing how some guys are performing, and then especially in these big-time spots like Jaden Hill is facing right now, this is kind of good for his development. So we got Casey Schmidt coming up after a strikeout to Matt Chapman, and the cut fastball caught way too much of the plate right down the middle. We wanted that high and inside, but again, classic pitching, guys. You're relying on the pitcher's attributes to make it happen, and he just put it right down Broadway. You can aim there, just like in real life. You can aim there. There's a spot that you want to throw to, but sometimes you don't hit it there, right? Brenton Doyle had a good game, had a triple. Chris Bryant had a home run. Sam Hilliard as well. First of the spring for both of those guys. And we've got another situation here, bottom 9th, with 1 down here against the Guardians. Victor Vodnik. He's a guy that we've been talking about, at least in the last episode, as a dude that could potentially be shooting for some closing opportunities, some save opportunities. So this is kind of key for him. I want to see how he responds to this. This is John Kenzie Noel. Ground ball up here to Ezekiel Tovar. Throws him out. That's a dude that can hit a big-time home run when you need him to. Clutch hitter, John Kenzie Noel. Flashback, by the way, to an old series with my Orlando Sun Sox custom team, right? John Kenzie Noel was a key staple, a key cog in our team. This was well before he was even bursting onto the scene with the Guardians. So, you know, brush the shoulders off. All jokes aside, I mean, hey, I got to give myself some props. If I'm not going to do it, nobody is. Nobody even commented about John Kenzie Noel. Nobody did. It's crazy. I guess you guys just trust me to scout well, I suppose. So we do get that victory over the Guardians. Now we do have another guy that's vying for save opportunities. That's Tyler Kinley. And you know what? After pitching with him in this game, I will tell you, spoiler alert, here as we have a runner at second base, Donovan Solano, swinging through the changeup. Look at the stuff from Tyler Kinley. I don't know anymore if I really like Vodnik, because that fastball that's got that much movement, I mean, that's nasty. And then look at this pitch. I mean, you can't hit it. It's a four-seamer with movement. Moves into right-handers, moves away from lefties. That's pretty effective. And then when you've got a slider that goes the opposite way, like, you can mix and match and build off those pitches. I mean, he's gross. At least in this game, he's gross. I'd have to look him up on, like, YouTube to see some highlights and see stuff like that. I don't really watch a lot of Rockies games in general. But, yeah, I think just from using him in that appearance, I like the way that he pitches. I don't know. I just have a good feel for him. Ryan Feltner was awesome, too, in this game. Had 4 innings, 6 strikeouts. We do have a couple of sim wins, a couple of sim losses there against the Padres, the Rangers, the Angels, and the Mariners. Get a nice W there over the Reds, but, again, another loss in spring. So we're kind of battling. We're fighting through it right now. Again, Tyler Kinley here in a closing situation. Save opportunity. Looking for that double play. Greg Jones, normally an outfielder, but he can play the infield spot, so he's Mr. Super Utility Man. Still 2 down here for the Guardians, and that's a fly ball out there to Nolan Jones. He's got that one. So Kinley, at least in gameplay, is 2 for 2 in save chances. Again, I just like him. I feel good when I'm pitching with him. I know how to locate. I know how to sequence with him. And look at what our staff did against Cleveland. Gabriel Arias is the only hit. We could have possibly no-hit the Guardians in this matchup. A spring training no-hitter. Go figure that. So Austin Gomber was the guilty party there. He went 5 innings in spring, so he's starting to get stretched out a little bit. And he pitched well. Pitched really well. Let's jump in here to this next critical moment. We've got Sam Hilliard against Hobie Milner. Not only is this a big moment for our team since we're down, but for Sam Hilliard, he's shooting for the 4th outfield spot. That is going to do a job. Base hit, left center field, going to score at least 3 runs. Hilliard, lefty-lefty matchup. Rockies were losing. Now we're winning. 3-2. That's definitely worthy of that 4th outfield spot. If, you know, Jordan Beck doesn't hit, if Zach Veen doesn't hit, if Yanquiel Fernandez doesn't hit. So I'm giving Jordan Beck an opportunity here, lefty-righty, to do some damage. And he's going to do just that. That's a deep drive to left center field. No one's going to catch that one. That is a ground rule double, getting another run scored. That is huge for the youngster Jordan Beck, especially when you're watching your teammate, the guy that you're competing against for that 4th outfield spot, hits a 3-run double to take the lead. Yeah, that's some big pressure spot for the young guy, and he came through. So Texas actually bunted the guy home. That was weird to me. Like, runners on the corners, and we bunted a man home. Strange, but it got the job done. It's now 4-4. Vodnik technically blew a save here. That's how it's going to go down officially in the record book. Let's jump here to the top of the 9th. We've got Stallings still in there. Got a good timing swing there on a 2-seam fastball. Next batter up is Jordan Beck. It's deep. It's far. It is gone. 6-4 Rockies after a 2-run shot from the young man, Jordan Beck. Woo! This dude is on fire right now. Let's go. And now he's playing center field, so of course, how fitting that he makes the final out of the game. That game was won by Jordan Beck. He had an RBI double. He had a 2-run homer. He went 2 for 2 and pinch hit, dude. Like, I think Jordan Beck's player of the game. Yeah, I would agree with that. But maybe you guys want to give it to Sam Hilliard. maybe potentially, a guy comes in, lefty, first hit of the night, gets a 3-run double. You tell me in the comments section, how about that? How about we settle the debate over there? I think that might be kind of a good way to drive the algorithm a little bit. I kind of already know who my 26-man roster is going to be, who that fourth outfielder is going to be. I know it's not going to be Zach Veen. The man's hitting 200, but he did draw a walk here, which is important. It's going to set up Michael Toglia, who's hitting 167 in the spring, and he just went grand salami. Except he might be saying, I want an Oppo Taco. 4 runs coming home. It's going to give us a 3-run lead in the top of the 7th. Crazy. You know what's weird to me, though, is we're wearing the regular uniforms. It's kind of weird to me. Maybe it's psychological. It's all psychological. It's mind games. We want to see the other team in their uniforms are regular setup, and we want to see each other in our regular setup. That way we're really ready. We're for sure ready for everything that 162 games are going to throw at us. I'm drawing at straws here right now. So Toglia, his 3rd of the spring. Stallings hit his 2nd of the spring. Bradley Blaylock got a start across 4 2/3, gave up a lot of runs, but we come back and get the victory. Also get a victory there against Milwaukee, 4-2. And spring training has officially come to an end with a 4-0 loss, and there is our final record. We won as many games as the Dodgers did, guys. I'm going to take that. Now, stats are in a weird little spot there. You saw that little graphic just to kind of show you where things are located. They've completely changed the interface here, but just to kind of show you how everybody performed, I think for the most part, like the top 6-7 guys in this lineup, like no matter how they perform, they are coming onto the 26-man roster. Like we don't really have the benefit of saying, Chris Bryant, you didn't perform, you're done. Like you're down in the minor leagues. Or Tovar, you didn't perform, you're down in the minor league. It's just that'd be stupid, right? But for mostly like guys like Sean Bouchard, Greg Jones, Ariel Amador, I got to see how those guys performed. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning to Jordan Beck a little bit over Yanquiel Fernandez and maybe Sam Hilliard over all of those guys as the 3rd outfielder. So I'm really torn between Hilliard and Beck right now. One's a left-handed hitter, one's a right-handed hitter. I'm torn. So you guys kind of got to help me out just a little bit there in that comment section. Now for pitching, I think going into season 2, I will definitely try to manage the innings just a little bit better to kind of get more of a realistic feel. It's kind of why I have Jake Woodford as a starter, Blaylock as a starter, actually Senzatela as a starter, just to kind of get those guys a little bit more sample size before making a decision. Like Evan Justice didn't even get in. Shavili only got into the 2/3 of innings that we saw in gameplay. And then, of course, Austin Gomber, didn't get a ton of innings as well. But guys, that is spring training. That's it for the video. Leave a like if you like this thing. Let me know who you thought earned a spot on the 26-man roster. Mostly just by looking at the stats, looking at some of the gameplay footage, really kind of guys are on the bubble. Like, you don't need to tell me that Tovar should make it. You shouldn't have to tell me that Ryan McMahon should make it. Like, I'm talking about guys like Greg Jones, who offers a little bit of versatility. I'm talking like guys like, again, the outfield battle, like Veen and Fernandez and Hilliard and Beck, that type of situation. Are there any relievers that you thought that their overall might be a little low, but you thought that they pitched well enough to earn a spot? Maybe Seth Halverson. I thought his numbers in the spring were pretty good, but his overall rating says that he shouldn't have done all that, right? It should be not pitching as well as he should. He pitched above his rating, right? Stuff like that. Post it in the comment section below. I'm anxious to hear it. And guys, next time I see you, we'll dive right into who made the team and get into opening day action and do quite a bit of simulation as well. Try to get us moving through season 1. We know we're going to be bad, but I do kind of want to see who's going to stick onto the roster. And I want to see some of the young guys coming up and how they're going to perform. How can we build around them? How can we really allow them to improve? Like, what moves do we need to make? Where do we think that we're strong in? What areas do we think that we're weak in that we can change and improve? A lot of that stuff happening in the next episode after opening day. So guys, again, leave a like if you like this thing. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.